Okay, what's going on, everybody? It's Matthew here, and welcome back to some more short horror story films. And for the first story we got up here, we got a true baby ghost horror story. This one looks pretty interesting. I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start off with this one for the first one. If you guys, I'll probably make something up for so you guys can send me some videos if you guys ever want to. Maybe send me maybe show you guys what my TikTok is. So you guys can send me if you guys want to send me any horror films or short horror stories at all, and short horror animators to my TikTok. Going ahead, but let me shut up and let's start this one. The first story.
I was born in 1984.
Okay,
This incident was from 1989. I was 5 years old then. I'm a guy, the middle child of 5 siblings. It was late 1989 when my mom was giving birth to our youngest sister. My mom was having labor, and my dad and a family friend were taking her to the hospital of our town. My eldest sister and...
Okay, first, it's really crazy. Wait a minute. Yeah? Oh, yeah, it's 2 minutes. Okay. But it's crazy. From the 1980s? You remember this? That's crazy.
Mom was giving birth to our youngest sister. My mom was having labor, and my dad and a family friend were taking her to the hospital of our town. My eldest sister and I were left alone at home. I have no clue about ghosts and hauntings by that time. I wasn't sure how much time has passed since they left for the hospital, but I guessed it's about midnight or just before it. When my sister fell asleep, I was sitting beside her on the couch. I am sure I was wide awake and watching my elder sis sleeping. The couch was just by the window, and the window was high above the ground. There's no way anyone could climb up the wall.
Yeah, nobody. Unless they have a ladder.
At that exact moment, that I saw a hand on the outside of the window pane.
Oh, hang on. Get out of that point, man. Go to somewhere else. Leave the place.
With the palm facing me. Maybe I was too young to get scared, or I didn't know how to react. I'm not sure.
Put them hands up.
I just kept staring at the hand. At that time, I thought that the hand was of my to-be-born younger babies. I can't tell what exactly happened after that.
What got your mind
thinking
sure
that? Was that my parents came home the next morning with our new baby sister. I told my mom about the thing after I was 25 years old. But I've got chills when I think about that night. I wonder why I didn't get scared or horrified. Maybe I was too young, as I've said before. I don't know. I'm sure I saw what I saw. If that night was not then, but one of these nights, I'd be screaming my lungs out or froze to death.
Yeah, it was not bad. It could be better, but that was kind of boring, man. Okay, I'll see you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up and I'll see you guys in the next. And I'm gonna find the next. Okay, the next one we got up here for another short horror story is it's a mall Santa. So let's check it out.
The traumatizing events of this story happened several years ago. This is the first time I'm sharing my story publicly in hopes it may help others who read it. At the time, I was a mother of a 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Juniper, and she is my entire life. The day of these events, my husband was at work, so I decided to do some Christmas shopping at the mall.
Okay.
On the way in, Juniper saw Santa sitting in the middle of the atrium and began jumping, because I assumed she associated Santa with presents. We decided to get into line, even though it was long. We could get a picture, and she could tell Santa what she wanted for Christmas. When it was finally Juniper's chance to sit on his lap, I immediately felt uncomfortable. I didn't like the way he was staring at her. His eyes were big,
he's on drugs.
as if though he had been on something.
Yeah,
she sat there for a moment and told the man what she wanted as I watched, filled with anxiety. After about 2 minutes, he got her off his lap and winked goodbye to her and said Merry Christmas.
Who the fuck
Happy
winks
this
at a
ordeal
little
was
kid?
over, we did the little bit of
Fucking
shopping we had
pedophile.
to do and pressed on through the day. While I was browsing around one of the clothing stores, I looked up and thought I noticed the mall Santa sitting outside of the store we were in. Not taking any chances, I
Yeah, I
grabbed
knew he was a
Juniper and
pedophile.
walked out of the other entrance of the store. After a little while longer of shopping, we decided to get some lunch in the food court of the mall. I kept my eyes peeled because I just had Mother's intuition that something wasn't right. We were finishing our food, and literally as we were about to get up, the mall Santa came over to our table. He walked right up to
No,
Juniper and said in a jolly
I put them
Santa-like
hands
voice,
up, boom, one punch to the
"Hey
face,
there,
another
Juniper.
one, boom,
Remember
slam his
to be
bitch ass
good
on the
so
ground.
Santa can
Fuck
come
that.
and bring you
No.
lots of presents." She was so excited, and so were all the people around me. It's easy to say what you would do in that situation, but I just stood still. I thought freaking out my daughter and rushing her away from Santa would be a traumatizing event, so I grabbed her hand and told her it was time to go. She said goodbye to Santa, and we left. That night at home, I told my husband about the entire story. He was angry, but agreed with my course of action. The next day, I woke up at about 8 a.m. My husband was already gone for work for the day. I happened to look outside and saw a strange blue car that I had never noticed parked outside my house. This didn't really bother me considering it could have been anyone, but it was just peculiar. At about 11 a.m., I looked out the window again and noticed the car was still in the exact same spot. I made the choice to go
Ring
out
up
to my
the police.
mailbox in front of my home and investigate the car. The car was empty, except for the passenger seat. There was a Santa hat on the seat.
Yep, that's where I put
I
them
tried
hands
not
up.
to jump to any conclusions, but
I
it was
grab a
just starting
knife.
to make too
I'm
much
like,
sense.
come
in my
out,
head.
motherfucker. You
I
show
ran
your
inside
face,
and
I'm gonna
called my
slit your throat.
He said I was grasping at straws, but decided to come home anyway to make sure I was okay. A couple of minutes later, my worst fear was realized.
Put
I
them
looked out
hands
the
up.
window and saw the man in his car. It was the mall Santa, and he was taking a picture of my
Oh, hell
house
no.
with his cell
Nope.
phone. Once he saw
Grab
me,
the
he
knife.
drove
I started
away.
chasing him like a
And he drove
mad
away so
person, bro.
fast I couldn't get the license plate number. Minutes later, my husband came home and I explained what I saw. We called the authorities, but there really wasn't anything that could be done. I felt angry with myself that I looked at the car all morning and couldn't get a license plate number. My husband stayed home from work the next day just in case. At about noon, we walked around the house and
Have a
noticed
knife?
footprints outside of Juniper's window. Footprints in the snow that neither of us left. That night, I couldn't sleep. I felt like I was just waiting for something horrible to happen. My husband, Juniper, and I all decided to have a camp out in the living room so she could be with us all night. Shortly after midnight, my husband and I were alerted to the sound of a car pulling up. It was the mall Santa car from the day before.
Yep,
and he was
I grabbed the
approaching
knife.
house
I
with
grabbed
a
the knife.
giant
I
bag
break
in his
through my
hand.
fucking window. I'm
I called
chasing
the
ass with
police,
a knife.
and
I
as my
don't care.
husband stopped
I'm
into the
stabbing his
windows,
bitch ass.
The lights were off, so the mall Santa couldn't see us through the windows.
Beat
He
him.
made his way
Punch his ass in his
all the way
face.
to Juniper's window. He started to tap on the windows, almost as if though he was trying to wake her up. My husband stood on the other side of the window, trying not to scare him away until the cops came. That's when we heard it. "Hey, Juniper, it's Santa. Come take a ride in my sleigh and I'll show you the reindeer." Praying that the cops would show up any minute, I sat in the fetal position, not knowing if this lunatic had a gun or any other weapon. He kept tapping and whispering.
Dude, I'm breaking into my fucking window and fucking
Finally,
karate
the cops
kicking his
showed up,
ass.
and when we heard the sirens out front, my husband jumped out the window. and
Hell yeah,
tackled the mall
fine,
Santa.
yeah. Beat his
My
ass.
husband yelled for the cops, and the cops detained the man.
Fuck.
He didn't have any weapons
Damn
on
it,
him,
man. I was
but
hoping he would
his
punch
car
him.
did have duct tape.
So that's why
Bro,
I'm like, bah,
It
bah,
gives me
bah,
nightmares
bah.
to this day, thinking of that horrible situation. and
I'm
what
giving
could
this
have
man some
happened.
black eyes.
Christmas miracle is that my family is safe, and my daughter didn't have to really experience any of the intense feelings my husband and I did over those couple of days. If you as a parent have instincts about the safety of your child, please follow them. If I would have just left the mall when I felt uneasy, I could have possibly avoided this entire series of events.
That was a good one. That was actually not that bad. If I were to rate, I'd probably give it like a B. That was a pretty good one. Okay, well, I'm gonna find another horror story, and let's just try to find another horror story. Okay, the next short story that we got up here for today is The Wrong Turn. I don't know anything about this, but let's check it out. Hey, Mary Beth, Thriller Taylor. C-O-A. Come this way. No.
Jenna had always been adventurous, never the one to shy away from a dare or a thrill. So when her friends challenged her to drive alone on the desolate, eerie stretch of highway known as Whispering Hollow Road, she accepted without hesitation. It was a moonless night, and the only light came from the dim glow of her car's headlights, which seemed to slice through the darkness like a fragile lifeline. The dense woods on either side of the road loomed like silent sentinels, their branches reaching out to claw at the car as she sped down the narrow, winding path. The wind whispered through the trees, creating eerie, ghostly sounds that sent shivers down Jenna's spine. As she drove deeper into the heart of Whispering Hollow Road, Jenna's unease grew. The road twisted and turned, seemingly endless, with no signs of civilization in sight. She couldn't help but wonder why this place was so infamous among the locals. The stories she had heard were full of ominous warnings, tales of travelers who had ventured onto this road and had never returned. Suddenly, the radio crackled to life. It had been silent the entire journey, but now it emitted a distorted voice. Jenna's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to make sense of the eerie message.
The chills. My hairs are standing up.
The voice hissed, almost inaudible, but distinct enough to send a chill down her spine. Her grip on the steering wheel tightened, and she pressed her foot harder on the accelerator. She was determined to prove that she wasn't afraid of a few ghost stories. The road seemed to stretch on forever, and Jenna's nerves were on edge. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, and strange shapes darted across the road in front of her. She couldn't tell if they were real or figments of her imagination. As Jenna rounded a particularly sharp curve,
I'm just gonna be like, are you sure?
her headlights illuminated something that made her blood run cold.
Yeah, that's why you should have turned your car the hell back around.
A pale, ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road.
Well, maybe,
It was a young
if I was
girl,
her,
her
show my
long,
car, bring that
wet
bitch
hair
over.
clinging to her face. The girl stared at Jenna with
But
hollow, empty eyes,
press that shit
and
go
Jenna
100
could
miles
feel
an
a
hour.
profound sense of
Fucking
dread washing
rain with
over
my
her.
freaking car.
She had heard stories of a ghostly hitchhiker who haunted this road, a tragic spirit
Make her die once
seeking a
more.
ride to her
Hit her with
final
your fucking
destination. Summoning every ounce of courage, Jenna spoke.
Are you okay?
Does she look okay? Who the fuck is going to be standing there in the middle of it? Turn that fucking car back around. Oh, bro.
Jenna quickly realized that coming here was a
chills.
huge mistake.
Bro.
She wanted to get out of
You
here
guys
as
see
fast
that
as
shit?
possible.
My fucking
Suddenly,
ears are standing
the radio
up,
started
man.
crackling again.
Dude. Dude, why she grow like that?
Why did you save me?
Boom, you just see a rush in front of a car can smack her hand on that fucking windshield. That got me, bro. That fucking got me. Speed the fuck out of there.
I think I've just 1 more mile to go. Then it'll be all over.
I'm going 100 miles an hour on that shit, bro.
Again. Stupid radio. Why is it not turning off?
Accelerate that shit. She crashed the car, didn't she? Maybe not.
Like many others who took a wrong turn and got lost on Whispering Hollow Road, Jenna, sadly, never returned back, and no one will ever know what happened to her.
Like I said, what did I tell you? If she's gonna die, I'm gonna say, I told you so. You should have turned the fuck back around. Oh wait, wrong turn. Wait, oh, there's a second one. We might have to check that one out for the last, maybe last one. I don't know. Okay. Okay, for the last horseshoe up for today's video, it's gonna be Wrong Turn 2. I seen the one, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it too, and I just really want to check it out. We checked out the first one. I really love the commentary on the first one. It just gave you that eerie feeling, and the way they just made it was just awesome. Especially that freaking, it gave you the chills, and it was like pretty scary, especially with that jump scare. But let me shut up and let's check out the Wrong Turn 2.
Tonight's story is about another person who dared to cross the infamous haunted Whispering Hollow Road on Christmas Eve. What happened that night will make you think twice before taking a dare, especially when it involves a road with such a dark history. This is the story of Sam, a man who desperately needed money and agreed to a bet he should have never accepted. So grab a hot drink, settle in by the fire, and let's dive into a story that'll send shivers down your spine.
The last one did.
It was Christmas Eve and Sam sat in his car, parked under a street light in his neighborhood. He held his phone in his hand, Ryan's voice coming through loud and clear as he spoke.
Come on, Sam. It's just a road. $500 for an hour of driving. You'd be dumb to pass this up. It's not just a road, Ryan. Everyone knows Whispering Hollow is weird. People have seen stuff there. Ghost stories for kids. You're not scared, are you?
Sam clenched his jaw. The truth was, he was scared, but he needed the money. His rent was overdue, and Christmas didn't bring much cheer when you couldn't afford a decent meal.
Fine. I'll do it. You better have the 500 ready when I'm back.
500?
Deal. Don't chicken it halfway, Sam.
Took this shit.
Ryan said before hanging up. Sam tossed his phone onto the passenger seat and started the car. The heater struggled to warm the freezing air as he turned onto Whispering Hollow Road. The streetlights ended abruptly, leaving only his car's weak headlights to cut through the darkness. The road was lined up with tall, skeletal trees. The branches above formed a canopy, blocking out the stars and moon. Snowflakes drifted lazily down, covering the road in a thin, slippery layer. A few miles into the drive, Sam started to relax. The road, despite its reputation, seemed normal. Just a long, empty road bordered by trees. The occasional gust of wind rattled the bare branches above, but nothing about the place felt particularly eerie. "This isn't too bad," he muttered to himself, keeping his eyes on the narrow road ahead. Sure, it was dark and quiet, but it was just a road. As the minutes ticked by, though, the drive began to feel monotonous. The trees all looked the same, and the road seemed to stretch endlessly into the night. The only sound was the hum of his car engine and the occasional crunch of snow under the tires. That's when he saw a young girl standing on the side of the road. She wore a pale dress, far too thin for the freezing cold, and her shoulders shook as though she was crying.
No. From my eyes, start driving. I don't give a fuck about you. Start driving, bro.
Sam slowed the car and rolled down his window.
Hey, are you okay?
Why? What is with these white people, bro? I'm telling you, I'm white as fuck. If I was driving that shit, there is no way I'm gonna listen to it go like crying in the middle of the freaking road in the forest and look at my window like, are you okay? Nah, drive, I'm out. I don't speak to that girl, nothing. But no, this white ass person doesn't give two fucks and just wants to be a complete idiot and just talk to her like, hey, let me just talk to her even though she's just crying in the middle of the fucking forest.
Hey, what are you doing out here alone?
Her face was pale, her eyes red from crying.
I live nearby. I hurt my leg and...
Okay, watch this. After she's done saying that, he's gonna be like, hey, you wanna hop in my car? I'll definitely give you a ride home. And after he does that, she's gonna probably start choking his ass out. Boom. Nobody finds him, he's dead.
I can't walk home.
Sam
Well, you can show her how
hesitated,
to
glancing
stand.
at the empty road ahead.
Alright, get in. I'll give you a ride.
Man, what did I tell you, dude? Oh my god. I am calling every single part of this, bro. It is so obvious. What did I tell you? This man is gonna be like, hop in my car. He's gonna end up fucking dying. Man is dead.
She climbed into the car. Sam turned the heater up and started driving again.
What's your name?
He asked, trying to make a conversation.
Victoria Thompson.
The one
How
who's
old are
gonna
you,
kill
Victoria?
I'm 10.
She said,
She's
staring
somehow
straight ahead.
not some sort of
Sam
demon or
glanced
whatever. I'm
at
gonna
her
be surprised
as
as
they
hell.
drove through the dark, silent road. Something about the situation gnawed at him.
How did you
No
hurt your
shit.
leg, Victoria? And why are you out here all alone at this time?
I don't know, maybe because
He
she's
asked,
probably a fucking
trying to keep
ghost.
his voice calm. Victoria didn't reply. She kept staring straight ahead, her face expressionless, as if she didn't even heard him. Sam shifted uncomfortably in his seat. The silence felt heavier now, but he decided not to push her. Maybe she was too upset or scared to talk, he thought, and he focused back on the road. They drove in silence for a while. The hum of the heater was the only sound. Sam couldn't shake the feeling that there was something strange about her.
No shit, bro.
Something
She
he
was
couldn't
crying
quite
in the
put
middle of
his
the
finger on.
forest.
Her dress looked old, almost like something from a costume,
Yeah, no
and her
shit,
pale
bro.
hands
So why the hell
rested
would you be stupid enough
stiffly
to let
in
that
her
girl
lap,
in your car?
unmoving. It
At least
made
the
him
other girl
uneasy,
drove
but he
off.
shook the thought
But
away.
she's still stupid enough to talk
After
to
a
it.
few minutes, Victoria pointed to a narrow path disappearing into the woods.
Can you drop me off here? My house is just down the road.
I'm like, yep, get the fuck out of my car.
Are you sure? It's really dark. I can walk down with you.
No.
She
Okay,
said,
luckily
quickly.
she said no.
Almost
Oh my
too
god, this
quickly.
man is getting more and more
It's fine.
stupid.
You don't need to. My house is just a little way down the path.
Sam
No,
hesitated.
get the fuck
Her
out of your car.
sudden
You've been
urgency
feeling
catching
weird,
him off
man.
guard.
Stop trying to do
Are
extra
you
shit that's probably
sure?
making you feel even
He
more
asked
weird.
again, glancing at the shadowy trail
Shit,
ahead.
man, this man
Yes.
does not think
Thank you
straight.
for the ride.
Reluctantly, Sam nodded and watched as she opened the car door, stepping into the snow. She limped towards the dark trail without looking back, quickly disappearing into the shadows of the
Yep.
trees.
Speed off, I'm out. I'm stepping on that gas. I'm going 100 miles an hour.
Sam drove off after Victoria disappeared into the woods, shaking his head to push away the lingering unease.
Now imagine when he actually gets out of there. He just sees fucking some news. Creepy girl in a freaking dress or whatever killed one guy on the freaking road driving. And this man just turns and like, that's the same what I seen. And be like, Oh, well, luckily I didn't do anything. Luckily I survived, or I would be dead.
The road stretched ahead, silent and empty, but he couldn't stop glancing in the rearview mirror. However, within a few minutes of driving, a nagging thought made him stop. He thought, what if she didn't make it home safely? It's Christmas Eve after all. With a frustrated
Don't turn
sigh,
the fuck
Sam
back
hit
around,
the
please.
brakes. He turned the car around and headed back.
Dude, oh, I hate this man. God, just get the fuck out of there. You heard about that shit, man. How the fuck are you being stupid? I'm done, man. Oh,
Headlights
God.
cutting through the dense woods until he
No, I
reached
don't
the
hope
path
it, but if
where
this
he
man
had
dies,
dropped
I'm
her
gonna say
off.
the same thing. I told you so.
Grabbing his flashlight, Sam followed the narrow trail into
This
the
man is
woods.
getting even more stupid, dude. Oh my God. This man's gonna
Victoria?
die.
Are you okay?
That was stupid. I'm telling you, any of you guys that are watching this, I can tell that hopefully you guys are never
Victoria?
gonna be this as stupid as this guy right here. Oh man. Jumps out, pops out your fucking
Victoria?
offs you, bro.
There was no answer. He walked further,
Okay, no answer.
and the woods opened
Walk back to your
reveal
goddamn
an
car.
old,
Get the fuck
worn-down
back in there.
house.
Drive away.
Its windows were shattered,
God.
and the roof
This man's
sagged
gonna go in the
under
house,
the weight
isn't he?
of snow. A rusted sign above the door read, Thompson Family Home. His flashlight beam swept across the ground and landed on something. A gravestone.
What did I say, man? I told you so. You should have fucking just drove off. You should have. She was a ghost and she is dead, but this man was too stupid and didn't decide to go away. Oh. Yeah, now you fucking scared,
Victoria
aren't you?
Thompson, 1965 to 1975. How could she have been in the car if she died almost
Because she's a
50 years
ghost,
ago?
duh. Like,
He bolted back in his car,
oh,
jumped
you
in,
decided to do
and
something
slammed
right
the
with
door
your life,
shut.
right?
The engine roared to life, and he sped down the road.
Finally, somebody actually knows how to speed. But you gotta find her in your car, aren't you? She's gonna be like, she's gonna be like this. She's like, I told you to drop me off and don't follow me. I told you. Awesome.
Tonight, we remember the tragedy of Christmas Eve 1975. The Thompson family was found dead in their home. Their adopted daughter, Victoria Thompson, is believed to have brutally murdered them on Christmas Eve before vanishing mysteriously. Weeks later, her body was discovered in the garden, her legs badly mutilated. She was buried near the family home. The mystery of Victoria Thompson remains unsolved. Some say her spirit still roams Whispering Hollow Road, looking for her next victim.
Nope, yep, he's cooked. Bye-bye, buddy, you dead. Watch, she's gonna be behind him.
Stupid radio. Why is it not turning off?
Is she gonna jump on the windshield like the other girl did? Or is she gonna be in the front of the car behind him? Boom. There it is. Doesn't matter. Keep driving, dude. Oh my... Dude. You just heard that oh my god. This man literally just heard it. And decides like, oh, go lands in front of my car. Run her ass over. Boom. Let me just step out real quick. I swear this man's a retard.
He jumped out and looked around, but there was nothing. No one.
Yeah, no
He
shit.
was
This
sure
is the ghost.
that he hit something
Instead,
or
did this
someone.
man decided to keep
Catching his
driving?
breath,
No,
he
now she's
climbed
probably in
back
your car. Oh, what did I say? What did I say, man? She's in your car. Now you did. If this man somehow makes it out alive, that's so surprising. What, is she gonna jump on the windshield or is she gonna...
What's happening to me? Are you listening? I've been driving her for over an hour.
See, let me give you guys a little bit of advice about this shit. If you're gonna be going into creepy ass woods, 3 things you need to know. First of all, don't be investigating. And second, if you ever find somebody if you ever go there and you see anybody fucking crying or in the middle of the woods or just standing there, do not pick them up. Third thing, do not say anything to them and just keep driving.
Journey should be nearly done.
Do you want to know how I hurt my leg?
Yep, you're cooked. Oh shit, I got the chills, man. Yep, and he's dead. What did I tell you? He's gonna die. Yep.
When authorities found the vehicle the next morning, the driver's seat was empty. Only faint footprints in the snow led back towards the Thompson family home. Like many others who dared
Excuse
to
you.
cross
I told
the
you so,
Whispering
man, but
Hollow
did you
Road,
decide to listen?
Sam
No.
also
So you decided to be
never
stupid
returned to see the daylight.
and keep on investigating everything. Just you fucking went out your car.
Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the story.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. But if you guys did, please give this video a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.